Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Wednesday afternoon to my amazing viewers on this amazing channel as we are on Season 1, Episode 13 of NBA 2K21. And in this matchup, the Utah Jazz will be traveling to America's third largest city in the windy city of Chicago, Illinois, in the 3-1-2 in the United Center to take on the Chicago Bulls. So I chose this matchup because both of these teams battled each other off in the 1997 and in the 1998 finals. The Bulls winning both of them. And the Bulls had Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman, while Utah had Karl Malone and John Stockton. So I decided, heck, why not do a Jazz Bulls game? And we're going to move on to the starting lineup. So for Utah's starting lineup, they got Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Royce O'Neal, Bogdan Bogdanovic, and Rudy Gobert. And for the Chicago Bulls, they got Coby White, Zach LaVine, Patrick Williams, Lauri Markkanen, and Wendell Carter Jr. So without further ado, we'll see you guys at tip-off time. Alright, it is tip-off time here in Chicago as the Bulls and the Jazz have the ball. Rudy Gobert and the Jazz have the first possession, and they're going to pass the ball to Donovan Mitchell, who went to Louisville. And he's going to shoot this one in, and he misses. Bogdan Bogdanovic makes the offensive rebound, and now this is going to be a 2-0 lead here for the Utah Jazz. Now Zach LaVine and the Chicago Bulls shoot this one in for 3, and it's now going to be 3-2. Chicago leads this by 1 point. And now Royce O'Neal passes it to Donovan Mitchell. And now Donovan Mitchell makes a decent layup there. And it's now going to be 4-3 here in Chicago. And now Patrick Williams here will be wide open. And he will make this shot in for 3 points. So now this is going to be a 6-4 lead here for the Chicago Bulls. Mike Conley, who went to Ohio State. And I believe his father was a Summer Olympic athlete, if I'm not mistaken. And it's now tied 6-6 here in Chicago. And now Coby White is going to shoot this one in for 3. And that will count for the Bulls as it's 9-6 here in Chicago. And now Conley, he's trying to look for some room, and he will shoot this in for 3, and that's going to count, and it is now tied 9-9 here in Chicago. And there is a foul there. Royce O'Neal with a reach-in, and now the Bulls still get possession of the ball. And I'm going to pass this one off. I'm going to pass it off to Lauri Markkanen, and he's going to shoot this one in for 2. Okay, now we have the possession of the basketball. Garrett Temple here is going to try to attempt the 3, and he will make it, and it's now 17-9 here in Chicago. Does anybody like the Bulls black jerseys? They have the Air Jordan logo on it. Kind of reminds me of MJ back in his Chicago Bulls days, because he wore black, and now Chandler Hutchinson makes a 3-pointer. Now it's 20-12 as the Bulls will lead this by 8. Now they're gonna lead it by 5. So what are we gonna do here? We're gonna do a layup, and it's now gonna be 22-15. We'll see you guys in the second quarter. All right, now we got possession of the basketball. We got Zach LaVine dribbling the ball, and he's going to make a 2-pointer there in the paint. And it's now going to be 9 out of 10 there, 90% in field goals, 6 for 8. That's 75 for Utah. As now Jordan Clarkson, the former Cleveland Cavaliers player, is dribbling his ways and will make a layup. And it's now going to be 24-17. Chicago is leading this by 7. And he's going to shoot this in for 3. And now they're going to extend their lead by even 10 now. And Jordan Clarkson passes the ball to Donovan Mitchell, number 45, for the Utah Jazz. As Mitchell is going to attempt another three-pointer. And it's now going to be 27-20 here in Chicago at the United Center. So Otto Porter is going to shoot this in for 2. Now it's going to be 29-20 here in the 3-1-2. And now Jordan Clarkson loses the ball, and it's a backcourt violation for Utah, and Chicago gains possession of the basketball. So, start ball, and now Wendell Carter Jr. passes the ball to Zach LaVine, and LaVine, the UCLA product, makes his first dunk of the game, and it's now going to be 20-31. And now Mike Conley, the Ohio State product, is going to go in the paint and score 2 there. So it's now 22-31. And we take a timeout. All right, now Lauri Markkanen passes the ball to Coby White. And now Markkanen is going to shoot this in for 3. And it's now going to be 34-22. Chicago is leading this by 12. So Mike Conley passes the ball to Boban Bogdanovic, and he's going to make this in for 3. So the Bulls are leading this by 9. So I'm going to pass it to Lauri Markkanen, and he's going to shoot this in for 3. Now this is going to be a 37-25 lead. Chicago is now extending its lead by shooting 3s, and they lose the basketball, and Mike Conley makes a 2-pointer there in the paint. So it's now 37-27. Here in Chicago, the Bulls leading by 10 in the Windy City. Now, Markkanen is going to miss Rudy Gobert. And there is a foul. All right, now he's going to pass it to Markkanen. And Markkanen, he was wide open there. And it's now going to be 40-27. The Bulls leading by 13, and this will likely, in 27 seconds, the first half will be already over. And Royce O'Neal makes a decent layup, and it's now going to be 40-29. As now I'm going to pass this off to, Coby White, and White is going to make this in for 3, and it's now going to be 43-29. The Bulls are leading this by 14 here in Chicago, as now Conley goes in the paint, jumps it in for 2 points. As now I'm going to pass the ball. Oh, it's intercepted off to Rudy Gobert, and Royce O'Neal makes a 3-pointer. And now this is going to be 34-43 here in Chicago, as now Williams fires it in, and it's no good. And it's halftime. The Chicago Bulls are leading this 43-34, and they're leading this by 9. All right, now this is the beginning of the second half here in Lauri Markkanen, and it's going to pass the ball to Zach LaVine, and LaVine here is going to dunk this in one-handed, and it's now going to be a 45-34 lead. Bulls lead it by 11. So he has the 2 dunks of the game for Chicago. And now Conley, he's going to pass it to Rudy Gobert, who is from France, dunks this one in, and it's now going to be a 45-36 lead. And Zach LaVine misses it, passes it to Markkanen, and Markkanen makes it in for 3. And it's now going to be 48-36 here in Chicago. Now passes the ball to Mike Conley, and he passes it to Donovan Mitchell, and he's going to shoot this in for 3, and it's now going to be 39-48. So Chicago has made 5 more 3-pointers than the Utah Jazz in this episode. So whenever we usually win, we generally shoot more 3s than the other team. That's how we usually win. And now Williams, he's going to pass it to LaVine, and he's going to jump on in there and make a dunk. So we're going to take a little break. All right, now Donovan Mitchell has possession of the basketball here, and now he's going to try to shoot this one in for three. He will make this three, by the way, as it's now a 20-point lead here in Chicago, as it's now 62-42. Chandler Hutchinson is going to shoot this one in for three, and now this is going to be 65-42. 11 for 13 in the first half, 6 for 7 in the second half, 6 for 8 in the first half, and 2 for 2. Now it's going to be 3 for 3. And this game has gone pretty fast for both teams, as both teams are trying to aim their way to shoot more threes than the other, to claim themselves the winners. There has to be a winner and a loser, unless if a tiebreaker occurs, then they're going to have to do it in overtime. And if that doesn't go, if nobody scores in overtime, really, then nobody technically wins. Nobody wins, nobody loses. And Boban Bovanovic makes a layup there that time. So now I'm going to pass it off to Patrick Williams, and he's going to shoot this one in for two. And it's now going to be 69-49 here in Chicago, the Windy City. And now Donovan Mitchell, he's going to shoot it in for two, and it's now going to be 69-51. If we make another three, well, Zach LaVine, he's going to make this in, and it's now going to be a 21-point lead here for the Chicago Bulls. As Donovan Mitchell, there's a foul, and we'll see you guys in the fourth quarter. All right, now the Jazz have possession of the basketball since they won the tip-off in the very beginning of the game. Donovan Mitchell is trying to look ways, trying to shoot this in for three. And he does not. He just goes it in, and Rudy Gobert has a loose ball foul. And now that will be Chicago's possession, as Otto Porter passes it to Coby White, and then I'm going to pass it to Otto Porter, and then Porter makes this one in for two, and it's now 77-53 here in Chicago. So now Mitchell passes the ball to Royce O'Neal, and then Ingles, he's going to make this in for three, and it's now 77-56 here in Chicago. Now I'm going to pass it to Garrett Temple. Will he make this in for three? And that will be a yes, and it's now 80-56 here in Chicago. And Royce O'Neal, there's a foul. So now Chicago has possession of the basketball, and now Coby White is going to pass it to Otto Porter, and Otto Porter is going to make this in for three, and it's now going to be 83-56 here in Chicago. Bulls leading it by 27, so Mitchell tries to shoot this one in for three. That will make it. It will be made. So now this is going to be Zach LaVine and the Bulls' possession. So he's going to step back and shoot this one in for two, and it's now going to be a 26-point lead. So Zach LaVine is a scoring leader for Chicago with 33 points, and Donovan Mitchell has 23 points for the Utah Jazz. And his game has gotten pretty close, but the Bulls are leading us by 23. Now it's going to be 26 because LaVine made a three-pointer here in Chicago. And now Royce O'Neal has possession of the basketball. And now he's going to pass it to Mitchell and Boban Bovanovic. He's going to make this in, and it's now going to be a 24-point lead. 89% in field goals for both teams in the first half. We've stayed at 89 since. And now Royce O'Neal is going to make this in for three, as it's now going to... It would be two, actually. My bad. 2 points, excuse me. And LaVine's going to shoot this in for three, and it's now going to be 91-66, and Chicago here is taking a big lead in the United Center, as it's now 68-91. And I'm going to pass it to Lauri Markkanen. And I'm going to pass it to LaVine. And I'm going to pass it to Markkanen. And he's going to shoot this in for three. And it's now going to be 94-68. The Bulls are leading by 26. All right, now your player of the game is Zach LaVine for the Chicago Bulls. And I'll explain more about that after the game is over. And when we get to statistics, the Bulls already have 101 points already. So they have triple digits now. And they're leading this by 36. So that's going to be a foul there. And Coby White, 12 seconds remain in the game in the fourth quarter, as the Chicago Bulls, win their first Keith Plays PS4 NBA 2K21 game at home. And if you guys saw the last video, and he makes a buzzer beater, and it's now 107-70. So the Chicago Bulls are your winners of this episode. They win it at home by 37 points at the United Center. So player of the game is Zach LaVine. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for more content in the near later future, and we'll see you guys next time. All right, now Zach LaVine has 45 points, 4 assists on the day with 3 dunks. Lauri Markkanen had 17 points, 1 assist on the day. Otto Porter had 10 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist on the day. Garrett Temple had 8 points, 1 assist on the day. Coby White had 6 points, 5 assists on the day. Donovan Mitchell had 23 points on the day, 3 assists, no dunks there. Royce O'Neal had 11 points and 1 assist on the day. Mike Conley had 9 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists on the day. Jordan Clarkson had 5 points, 1 rebound on the day. And Gobert had the only dunk with his only 2 points of the game, 2 rebounds and 2 steals there. So that wraps it up, everybody, and we'll see you guys next time, and we'll show you the next matchup. And for our next episode, the Orlando Magic will be traveling to Toronto, Ontario, Canada, in the rapper Drake's hometown to take on the Toronto Raptors in the Scotiabank Arena. That wraps it up, everybody, and we'll see you guys soon.